I remember growing up and walking down the street and seeing kids on bikes, older kids, riding by, scaring the young kids and stealing their candy and things of that nature. And it was honestly thought okay by society around it because they were just having good fun. In fact, in all honesty, it seems like in society, we kind of give days for people to go crazy. Like you've been good all your life, you just need a day to just wig out, to just lose it, to just do something awful. And it be okay. Well, I tell you what, that is what Halloween has become in some circles. Well, yet when we look at Halloween and we look at the basis of it, we see that it is steeped in witchcraft. It is steeped in everything that we talked about just in this passage. In fact, some people don't even realize that it used to be called All Hallows Eve. And it was a day in which the people who celebrated it, they honestly looked at life and said that on All Hallows Eve, that is the day that the dead get up and walk. That is the day when evil things go around. And so they came up with this idea. They said, let's take and dress up ourselves. And this is the reason that we dress up for Halloween now. They would dress up themselves and they were trying to be as scary as possible so that they would scare the evil spirits away from them. And then it just kind of, things started getting added on. They'd go around to other houses and get candy. And if you were good, you could do this. And if you were bad, you could do that. And all these different things. And it all comes out of interaction with death. With the dead. With things that are otherworldly or unworldly. In all honesty, I don't even understand some of these legends that they come up with. I was telling my brother-in-law the other day, have any of you heard some of the legends that comes out about Dracula and oh, good grief.
Vampires?
Thank you, vampires. And vampires. I need my thesaurus back there. And vampires. I was telling him, I said, I think it's kind of silly that a vampire can't go out in sun. Does anybody else find that silly? And yet you don't see them with flashlights. They always have torches. They always have torches and big, huge chandeliers that have fire dancing. And yet what's the sun? It's fire. And so you would think that they couldn't be in the firelight either because it would kill them also. But we don't think about these things. We just want to concoct this thing that's scary, yet alluring. This thing that's steeped in honestly, and I wish my boys would have went to Rangers because, or went to church because I don't want to water this down, but I don't want to take it to the extreme that honestly it needs to be. Because let's face it, there are sexual factors that come up with Halloween. With vampirism and all these different things. And I honestly get so frustrated when you look at some of these events that people go to where they're just all having good fun. And yet they try and come out with... In fact, I heard one person say that Halloween was the only time that it was considered okay for a woman to dress like a slut. And the funny thing was that wasn't a Christian that said it. It was a secular person that had no fear of God whatsoever. And so we look at these things and we go, what on earth are we teaching our kids? What on earth are we showing them? Are we allowing them to partake in? People say things like, you know what? Halloween is just in good fun. It doesn't hurt anybody. But have you looked at our TVs lately? I turned on the TV one day and I saw this. Twitches starts at 8 o'clock. I'm like, Lisa, what on earth is a twitch? She goes, I don't know what a twitch is. So I set the TiVo. 8 o'clock, record twitches. I got to find out what a twitch is. And so the next day I turned it on. I cranked up the DVR and there, sure enough, there was twitches. I hit start and I'm watching it and I'm like, what on earth is this show about? And then I find out that it is teen witches. It's okay, Pastor, it's just, it's all in good fun. And yet we got something like 6 or 7 Harry Potter movies where a young child goes to school to learn how to be a witch or a wizard. And then we got another show on, The Witches of Waverly Place, where kids are learning from their dad how to be a witch or a wizard. And we got other shows going on. We got all kinds of kids shows that are meant to scare and to inflict fear upon people. And yet when we look at Halloween and all the fear that coincides with it, that goes along with it, how everything is supposed to be fear-based, the Scriptures don't agree with that. The Scriptures show clearly that fear is of the enemy. And we all have been in certain situations where we've been scared. You can ask Lisa, if I go into a restroom, I don't care where it is, if the shower curtain is closed, I open it. I do. And the main reason is because one time I went to go visit my aunt and uncle, and I ran up because we took the whole trip, and my dad did not believe in stopping at the restroom. I mean, you went from A to B, and anything else in between slowed you down. And so we got to my aunt and uncle's, and I had been holding it for about 2 hours, and so I went straight up to the bathroom. I got ready, and then all of a sudden my cousin, who was a teenager at the time, bust out of the shower screaming bloody murder. And ever since then, I don't care where I go, if I walk into a bathroom and the shower curtain is over, it goes back and checked. So if you invite me into your home, clean your shower. Anyway, because we all have situations in our life or things that have affected us where we got scared. Children play little games. Like I got to cut off the light and then jump into bed so that what's under my bed won't get me. They got to say, if I cover up and wrap up so tight that he can't get me. That if I cover every bit of my skin. I tell you what, I walk into Jonathan's bedroom and he's wrapped up like a burrito and he's sweating. His sweat's pouring off him, his sheets are drenched. And we're going, Jonathan, quit just wrapping up. It's summer, for Pete's sake. We've had to wash these sheets like every day almost. And it's all because of this fear. This fear that our society says is okay. This fear that we tell ourselves is all part of being alive. I've heard some people say, I love the sensation of being afraid. Who in their right mind loves that sensation? I'm telling you what, you want to get your adrenaline pumping? Go run 10 miles. You'll get the same exact sensation. And if you go and run that 10 miles, you come back, you're not going to be sitting there stressing out about what's under your bed or in your closet, about walking to your car. For Pete's sake, you know that if anything jumps out, you can beat them there. Not only that, you'll be healthy and happy. I mean, there are different ways, there are other ways to get that sensation. And yet we go, I don't like running. I like the sensation of fear. That doesn't even make sense. Why would we like the sensation of fear? I think that honestly, that sometimes is a lie we tell ourselves.